but it's important to know how to play against that. Alright, so speaking of Bolt, he's coming back, but he also has some new friends, including Golden Go, Tornadus, and Urshifu as well. So probably that's a Water, Fire, Grass core with Blood Moon, with Golden Go and Raging Bolt. Ursaluna does kind of pop off. I think the question here is, how do I set up Trick Room to get us to that game state? Hey, no worries at all, Komodo. Yeah, I know you're on the other side of the world here. Yeah, doing well. We're just here doing some battles here. We've been streaming for about, getting close to that 2-hour mark here. But trying to get ourselves to Master Rank. And I think we can get there. I think with Primarina and Farigiraf, actually, you know what, I do feel, yeah, I think Primarina and Farigiraf look pretty, you know what, Farigiraf and Incineroar with Ursaluna and Primarina in the back. Okay. Yeah, I think the one thing about this team I'm getting used to is I don't have high horsepower, I instead have U-turn. Having ground coverage is really nice, but yeah, we just don't have it. Reason I went for Incineroar is, like, if they do have their own Incineroar, their objective, like, they would have to fake out or use knockoff, so I want to make sure I prevent that. Perfect, Urshifu and Tornadus versus Incineroar and Primarina. So, they can't use priority. I don't have to worry too much about any of that. So, this is pretty free to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to set up Trick Room, and I'm going to go ahead and fake out their own Urshifu here. Yeah, so you're going to set up Rain Dance. Okay. So pretty easy to set up Trick Room. Nice thing here, I don't have to worry about Aqua Jets or anything like that. And we can go from there. They technically have they have some safe switch into a Psychic. But I do feel comfortable firing out Psychic into their Urshifu. And I'm going to bring in Primarina for now. I could have used... I'm dumb. I should have used Parting Shot instead, but that's fine. Okay, well, they're going to let me get the Psychic off, which is great. And that's Urshifu off the board. Tornadus probably is going to use Bleak Wind. Yeah. We take that comfortably. And yeah, so thanks to the... and Bolt comes out. Okay. This is an interesting question. Do I try to pick up the KO on... I think I'm going to go ahead and try to pick up the KO on Tornadus using Helping Hand and Hyper Voice. Yeah, so Bolt is feeling tempted to Terra, which is fine by me. What would your Terra be? Probably something to get rid of your Dragon typing, like a Grass? Okay, Grass isn't too bad. Then Incineroar will eventually get the KO that I need it to get. But yeah, we can just Helping Hand for now. Do a decent amount of damage here. I probably get the KO on 20. Oh, I'm very close. Was it Focus Sash? Okay, so Bolt's gonna set up Calm Mind, sure. And we get another Bleak Wind up. Okay. Oh, critical hit on Primarina. We don't like to see that, but... Oh, and Farigiraf loses its speed, which is actually helpful for us. Funny enough. Bolt doesn't have any spread moves either, which is good. How many more turns of Trick Room? We got 2 more turns of Trick Room and 2 more turns of Rain. So let's go ahead and just do as much damage as possible. What could you switch into? Golden Go, Rillaboom, or Incineroar. I'm down for a Dazzling just to hit them all. Oh, you know what? I'll hit Bolt with a Psychic, and I'll hit with Hyper Voice as well. Tornadus protects, sure. That means that Bolt would have to target one of them? Oh, I get a double protect. Okay. is interesting. I guess the question is, how much do I need Trick Room? Because I could get it back up, but actually, you know what? The anti-priority is kind of helpful. I actually feel confident switching it. Ooh, this is kind of tough to make the call like that. Is Golden Go is the last. I'm down to still do the Psychic Hyper Voice combo here. Tornado switches. Okay, that's interesting. Into Rillaboom. Okay, that makes sense. Wow, that actually did a lot of damage. And yeah, we're gonna eat a Dragon Pulsar. Rain's over, but this does make it a little bit easier for Incineroar to get the KOs that it needs. And I don't think Incineroar needs to Terra at all. Trick Room's over too. I think in this case I do feel like going into Blood Moon. Ghost Terra. Hyper Voice on both. Alright, do I Hyper Voice or do I use Blood Moon? Blood Moon is a pretty committed. Ghost Terra for sure. Hyper Voice on both. This is a tough call. I think I'm going to Ghost Terra Blood Moon into Bolt to guarantee I get the KO. And I'm going to protect Primarina. This covers for Fake Out on my own Blood Moon, Grassy Glide on my own Blood Moon. It's doubtful that you would want to go for Thunderclap on Blood Moon. So I'm hopeful I can pick up a KO here. Alright, so I get the Protect off, so it doesn't seem like they're going to be protecting here. Yep, we got Thunderclap. It was going into Primarina. And we got Warhammer. So the Terra was important. We survived, which is huge. And we get to fire off this Blood Moon here. Perfect. Okay. Knocking out Bolt is big. Okay. I feel like I want to try to KO Tornadus. I'm going to Hyper Voice, and I'm going to Moonblast it. Ah, shoot. Does Tornadus go for Leak Wind? I avoid. That's huge. That's all I needed. Woo! Okay, cool. Because Incineroar can win the game from here. That was big. That was big. Great call from the opponent, though. I think that was definitely the right call here. But yeah, this is pretty easy. It's Fake Out into Blood Moon, and then Flare Blitz and Hyper Voice. But yeah, that Terra with Ursaluna was so important. But yeah, we can just Blood Moon and then Fake Out. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Woo! That was a good one. We had Trick Room that we got up early. We had to deal with the Rain Dance shenanigans, which was really tough. And they gave us Urshifu for free. I felt like that was really nice for us. Of like, hey, we did Fake Out and then immediately use Psychic that turn. And that really helped out a lot. I will say that the area that I could have improved on was when I used Incineroar and switched out to Primarina. I should have used Parting Shot instead on the Tornadus, and that would have helped me deal with the Bleak Winds a little bit better.